Hello, welcome back. Today we have 5 awesome sauces from around the world that normal home cooks can throw at their food and turn it into something a little bit more elevated. I hope you've got your taste buds ready.
Absolutely buzzing for this one. This is right up my alley.
I want to be.
No.
First one is under the cloche. Have a lift.
Twang!
Oh, wow, okay. Brace yourself. It looks sweet and syrupy.
Use all your senses. You've looked at it, you can sniff it, you can taste it, you can feel it, whatever you need to do.
I think it smells like soy.
It does smell balance between sweet and sour.
Whoa!
That is so fruity.
So fruity.
Appley?
That is a great shout.
Appley?
Is it the most appley thing you've ever tried?
It might be, because it's sour and it's wonderful and it's really sweet.
Yeah.
It's like 100% sweet and 100% sour.
This is boiled cider. 6 litres of American cider, so cloudy apple juice, not alcohol, not hard cider, reduced down over about 6 hours until it becomes that. So it is a 1-ingredient sauce, cloudy apple juice. Originating from sort of New England region of the US, so we're talking Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, places like that where apples are plentiful. Obviously some are preserved in many, many different ways. This is one way of preserving them. Where would you put the sauce?
I love pork.
Yeah, pork and apples
And
are classic.
apples. And I think rubbed over something like a pork belly or something like that, using that instead of apple sauce with a roast pork, I think would be an incredible apple hit rather than kind of like the sweet crunch of apple sauce.
I'm going to go down the same pork route, but with something like bacon.
As would be roasted vegetables and the like. You could drizzle it on porridge. Excellent as a breakfast condiment, which is where we're starting. We've got you some pancakes.
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 Yeah, so think on top of pancakes or waffles or drizzled over honey. It's excellent for breakfast. But I love that you're also thinking, where can we do it in midweek cooking?
Do you know, it's giving me not the flavour profiles, but the reaction profiles from sweet rhubarb, like stewed down sweetened rhubarb, because it's that punchy with the sort of acidic hit. It's like the sour sweets you get, super sweet, super acidic, pow.
With the mouthfeel of maple syrup.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you've ever seen the process of making maple syrup, they tap it out of a tree and then it has to be reduced down to end up with something that is syrupy. Essentially, it's the same with apple juice.
Let's give the people what they want.
Drizz.
Yeah.
Rather delicious.
Look at that.
Yes. Look at
That
the gloss on it.
is a pouring sauce.
The sharpness
Yeah.
of it really matches with the sweetness of it.
And a little bit of dairy fat is a great shout. People say it's also beautiful just drizzled over ice cream, like vanilla ice cream. People say it's also great served alongside creamy cheeses. This is traditionally kind of, I think stems back to like the 1600s in Massachusetts. However, it kind of fell out of fashion after World War II because sugar became much cheaper. So actually making syrups was easier than 6 hours of boiling nature's sugar. So it's kind of coming back in now as a rediscovered, that was delicious, why did we forget about it?
Fantastic.
That is-
What a start.
That is a brilliant start.
And obviously it keeps for ages, which again is why it sort of began. All the apples fall off the tree at the same time of year. You can only eat so many, you can only ferment so many, you can only sort of chutney and sauce so many. This is another way of preserving it.
What a banging start.
That is an incredible start. Oh, only one way from here, Evers.
You're in luck, I've got another banging one. Number 2, you know what to do.
Oh, that's a colour.
Okay, so all the senses.
Yep.
Sniff test first.
Ooh.
That's very recognisable. It smells green. Is it nutty? Is it pistachio? No.
I was thinking more herby.
Have a taste. You're
Right.
right with some of those things though. It is green. It is quite a vibrant, fresh flavour.
That is stunning.
That is really, really great. It's got a bit of a kick to it. It's very
It's fatty.
vegetal and fatty at the same time.
This is a delicious sauce, originally from the south of Peru, but now popular all over the country. It's called salsa ocopa. So what it is onions and garlic sweated down, and then basically blended with some peanuts, which is where you're getting a slight nuttiness, some crackers, like cream crackers, Jacob's crackers,
Oh.
or Ritz crackers, evaporated milk, local chilies, and Peruvian mint or huacate, black mint.
Can't taste. Well, I'm sure you can taste it, but I can't taste. It doesn't taste minty.
I would not have got
all.
any of those. Like the crackers is completely crackers.
Tastes like a fried chicken sandwich.
The crackers and the milk give it the texture. It's got a bit more body. It kind of thickens with those crackers, but
That's
creaminess from
delicious.
evaporated milk.
That's an incredible sauce.
Yeah.
Super fresh. Where would you put it?
Fried chicken sandwich. I think you nailed it.
Then you get double fried chicken sandwich
That would be, yeah,
mouthfeel.
chickenception.
So is this just pureed in like a food processor? Is that how it's
Yeah,
blended?
it's got to be absolutely smooth. I
gonna
mean,
say.
traditionally it would have been done back in Inca times, pestle and mortar. Then, with the Spanish influence as cultures evolved, that's when they added things like garlic, onion, and dairy.
Do you know what I think that would go really, really well with? This is so super specific.
Okay.
Grilled lettuce.
I think any sort of grilled vegetables, again,
Yeah.
this loves. And lettuce would also work. Obviously, traditionally it might be yucca or plantain.
I was going to say as a dip for like plantain chips and that kind of thing. That would be amazing.
In Peru, they serve it with cheese sticks as well. They serve it on boiled eggs. So try them on egg. So it's a cold, hard-boiled egg salad, often also served on top of potatoes.
When you add the fattiness of an egg yolk into it as well, it does take it to another level.
I feel like it would fight with things like grilled red meats, but it would be beautiful with white meat again. It would still be delicious with fish. It would be great on roasted vegetables, eggs, potatoes. Try the mint. Difficult to get fresh in the UK, but we bought this jar of it, and it takes me back to being in Peru, which was the only place I've ever tried it fresh. But it is a delicious mint, and it's used in so many dishes.
Wowzers.
Salty, isn't it?
Yeah. That
Very
doesn't taste
vegetal, and it doesn't taste
anything like
minty.
mint.
Oh, it does at the end though. You get almost like a. Yeah.
You're right,
Yeah.
it's minty fresh, but it's got obviously things in it to preserve it in jar form rather than being just
gotcha.
fresh mint. So it is slightly salty, slightly vinegared, but a delicious fragrance that is so typical of the Andes. It naturally grows in the Andes and therefore lends itself so beautifully to Peruvian food. I feel like we've got 2 wins so far. Would you like number 3?
You've got to keep on going up.
Yeah,
Evans,
come on.
And it's a tough one for you.
Number 3, lift the cloche.
Oh, a bitty one. We haven't had a bitty
Oh,
one
wow,
yet.
instantly. And I think it was with the aggression that you whacked off the lid.
You got a waft.
You whacked off the cloche. Smell that.
We've done a blitz in a small food processor blender kind of vibe, but again, another sauce that would have been ground by hand.
Smells smoky.
Smoky and herby.
Yeah, almost like a burnt red pepper.
Oh.
You know the charred red pepper
Yeah.
profile?
Like a romesco.
Yeah, but I mean, look at that.
Garlic.
Salt.
It has both of those in it. Can you identify the herbs? It's very green
Coriander.
for that reason. Coriander, correct?
Parsley.
Correct. It is predominantly parsley, coriander, garlic, salt, yes, some chili, and then a few other spices, and ground cumin is very
Cumin.
present.
Cumin, that is it. That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
That's the song.
It's called chermoula, and it's Moroccan. Where would you use it?
I was instantly taken to shakshuka. So I was taken to tomatoes.
Eggs
Because
and tomatoes.
shakshuka uses all of those same ingredients within that chopped tomato sauce.
You're going to be shocked by this, but I instantly went to red meat. Lamb, steak. I think that would dribble perfectly over that.
Eggs. It would work really nicely on a
Really
fried
lovely
egg.
with eggs.
Poached
I mean, you
eggs.
mentioned that kind of shakshuka vibe. Lots of variations on a theme from Morocco that would have similar ingredients. It would be great for a breakfast item over those. Fish.
It would work
Fish
great
is
with fish.
probably like the #1 spot of where this sauce is recommended. Grilled fish. Because it hasn't necessarily got the acidity of a chimichurri that would cut through the red meat vibes, but that's not to say you couldn't
were
use
wrong.
it. It would also be delicious there.
He's saying you're wrong, but he's trying to be nice about it. Wow, this is some deep, crisped salmon. That's a really lovely,
Beautiful colour on that fish.
yeah.
Often, chermoula is used as a marinade as well, so it can begin to tenderize ingredients and or a finishing sauce dip.
Yeah, fantastic.
That really works with the combination of the grilled element and the fish element.
Described as a treasure trove of culinary alchemy. It's absolutely loved, and whilst it's believed to have originated in Morocco, you'll now find it across many North African countries.
Pretentious.
They have a great PR team.
Different video.
They have a fantastic PR team working for them.
Unlike the boiled cider, which is a way of preserving in a sauce that stays around in your fridge or cupboard for a long time, this one is better made fresh because of the vibrancy of the herbs, but can be applied on so many dishes.
And I also think it's the potency of things like the garlic that are in there as well, and the chilies. You want to maintain that kind of fresh wah that you get from it.
In that case, would you like a fourth?
Yes, please.
Number 4. Let's have a look.
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah. This one's thick with a couple of C's.
Yeah.
A good observation on the thickness. Depending on the region, this sauce can be anywhere from a thick paste as you have it to almost like a soup consistency.
Nutty.
Nutty. Cheers.
This is one of my favourites.
It's moussey almost.
Oh.
Wow. Okay,
No, I've got something else now.
go on.
I don't know what it is, but it changed as it
the
went
end.
down my throat.
It's definitely peanuts.
Definitely peanuts, great shout. And I think that's what gives it a creaminess, is the blended peanut, like any nut butter. But it's not got dairy in it, like cheese or evaporated milk, like our previous Peruvian one.
It's definitely got a slight warmth.
Yeah, there are
Could that
chilies
be
in
from
it.
some? Yeah, it's chilies, is it?
Some chili in it. What do you think might give it its colour?
I don't know.
Tomatoes.
Oh, it's
So
tomatoes.
it's onion, garlic, chili and tomatoes, all sweated down and sautéed to soften, along with the peanuts and some stock, and then it is blended smooth. This is from the Ivory Coast,
Wow, great.
Oh, okay.
where peanuts or ground nuts
Yeah.
are in plentiful supply.
Yeah, I
love
well
that.
out there.
That is. How do you get that? The thickness, that texture.
So it's like a loosened peanut butter in that sense. It's ground peanuts that's then loosened with the juice of tomatoes, onions, garlic and chili, plus a little stock to
Okay.
get the right consistency. It will vary from something that will stick to a spoon to something that's more soupy, depending on the region, but it's roughly those ingredients. It's called sauce d'arachide, which is French for literally peanut sauce.
Great. And I guess the oils, as the peanuts are blended up, is actually helping emulsify it, which is what it gives that sort of,
Glossy.
glossy, almost, it feels aerated, but it's
Yeah.
not.
And where are you putting it?
I instantly go to chicken.
Fish.
Could
Goat.
also work with fish, could work with goat. Often put over ground meat, like ground beef, rice,
beef.
and chicken for sure. That's what we've got for you.
Chicken, plantain. What have you got? Chicken drumsticks and wings. This is great. Okay. Wow.
Oh, that does a great job.
Peanuts or ground nuts have been a staple food across much of Africa. This is considered to have started maybe in Mali, neighbouring country, or Ivory Coast, but between region to region it varies slightly, but it's basically the same ingredients. The consistency of the sauce is the thing that varies most.
That is amazing because it's a very unique experience having it on a chicken wing because of the peanuts and because of the texture. It's almost hinting towards it being claggy, but it's not, because as soon as it combines with the fat and the moisture in the chicken, it almost dissipates and leaves you with that sort of flavoured oil that you kind of get the feeling from when you eat a curry. Do you know, you're sort of left with that sort of spiced oil coating in your mouth.
And also works really well with greens, things like collard greens, which also make up a large part of sort of the fibrous vegetal element of a lot of the diet.
I'm constantly looking for ways to make chicken taste interesting. And this is one of the most interesting ways you can make chicken taste.
Onion, garlic, a little bit of chili and some tomatoes sweated off in oil, and then if you basically throw in a handful of even just salted peanuts, because that will do the seasoning for you, a little bit of water, you don't need the stock cube because that would be quite salty if you've added salted peanuts, boil it for a bit, blend it up. It's so simple and it is again so versatile. Peanut sauce or sauce d'arachide. I hate to say it, boys, but I think I'm 4 for 4 at the moment.
4 for 4.
100% Ebbers.
You can only screw it up.
Yeah.
I've got one more.
You're representing another nation as well, and they will be angry with you.
Number 5, what do we think?
Sweet.
You reckon?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate. Why are you saying yeah, mate?
I don't know, I can see little red bits inside that look like blended fruit, and now I'm about to be proved wrong. But no, I reckon from
I did not
texture,
expect that kind of viscosity.
Yeah, I was thinking it was sort of a coulis type thing. So let's find out if I'm right.
You haven't smelt it yet.
We started with sweet. Where have we gone now?
Sour, not sweet.
Oh, that's far more.
It's definitely fruity,
Definitely fruity.
but it's got another thing, or it's a really interesting fruit.
It is a popular sauce in this country. Most households will have a bottle of it.
Plum.
You said fruity. Plum is the fruit.
Victoria plum.
I mean, if you want to get specific, it's cherry plum and a lucha plum.
It's really making me salivate.
It's funny, it's like almost like a salty acidity. It's not salty.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because it's not like that sharp punch in the face that we got from the very first one. It's more subtle, but it's almost salty.
Definitely savoury, that sweet, sour, aromatic. It's got lots of herbs in it, so we're talking a little bit of dill, a little bit of summer savoury, so a very savoury herb.
So I'm going to go Scandinavia.
No.
No.
Where else have we been in the last not too long, Jay?
We went to Georgia.
We went to Georgia. This is tkemali. Tkemali is a very sour plum sauce that has got lots of herbs in it as well, so dill, coriander and summer savoury. We had roasted pork with this, yes, in the wine region. We also had it with seafood in Tbilisi, but it is also very commonly served over grilled vegetables like aubergine.
I imagine this winning an Oscar for a supporting role, because tasting, you don't get a wow, that's super balanced, texture, everything.
But it needs something else there.
It feels like it's going to make the thing you put on it go whoom, and
It needs a
elevate
Helen
it.
Mirren.
Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong in the
God
sense
damn.
they certainly don't eat it off a spoon. However, it will give that sweet, sour tang to many, many dishes.
I'm fascinated into what this does.
So this is just a grilled aubergine salad. Jay, you'll remember we had an awful lot of vegetable-based dip salads, pastes and purees of all different colours and flavours. Walnuts, a big part of the cuisine, but the sauce was ever present.
So now you've got sweetness of aubergine with a bit of char on it as well. And then you have the sour kick that comes in from the sauce that balances it all out.
The sliminess of the roasted aubergine actually works really nicely with that stickier sauce. It really does do that job of elevating what it's put with, not just standing alone and being delicious.
The ripeness and variety of plum mean the colour of the sauce might change a bit. It might not be quite as deep as that. It might be more on the greener side or a tinge of yellow. But essentially it's always that sour plum and then some of those herbs. There is a herb called pennyroyal, which I think is a very traditional herb that's put into these sauces. We did a bit of research. It appears pennyroyal is actually poisonous. So if it's the same herb we think it is, it's not in this version, obviously, but some of the traditional versions did have pennyroyal in it as well. I mean, to be fair, our stop in Georgia was limited. It was just 48 hours, but we crammed in an awful lot of travel, exploration and food, as we always do when we go there. We'll link to the video down below.
Oh, I thought you were publicly announcing your affair.
I thought we
I don't think having a
while
bath
ago.
together necessarily means an affair. So popular across Georgia, many households have a bottle. This is the first of the 5 sauces that we haven't made ourselves. We bought the bottle, it's delicious.
But yeah, I think you need to have specific uses for it. So when you're grilling vegetables, know that this is going to be something that adds something completely different. It's a very different dimension to that.
It almost reminds me of kind of like tart rhubarb, that sweet sour vibe.
If this was in your store cupboard, how would you use it?
Great question.
He's a chef, let's make him work.
Yeah.
A little bit in salad dressings or over roasted vegetables. It's also really just nice with flatbreads and cheese. So you've got that sort of salty cheese with that sourness, works nicely. Otherwise grilled meats. And it tends to be the whiter meats for me, like a pork. Well, there you go. 5 different international sauces to elevate your cooking at home. How many of those do you already use? And if you do, where do you use them? How do you use them? We'd love to know. Comment down below.
And if you like travelling the world with us, then you should come to a land far, far away for our Christmas live show, Traitor at Culinary Castle. It's a big fairy tale fantasy weekend of amazing cooking, nonsense, and one of us is a traitor, and we're going to try and sabotage the entire weekend without the others and the watching community finding out. So, definitely check out all the information in the description box below.
We've definitely not stolen the traitor idea.
No, that's original.